Hi, everyone. Welcome to day 91 of session 5, The Joy of the Spirit. My name is Julia, and I'm so happy to be joining you today for today's session. I'm joining you from Seattle, and it was a beautiful day, so it seems like everything is going really well, and really happy to be here. I've been practicing this meditation since I was a young kid and have been doing it most of my life, so I can't wait to see how everyone's experiences and share a little bit about my experience. So if you're new or missed any classes, we're happy that you're joining us today. And we have recordings of any previous sessions, so you can watch those, and we'll have one-on-one help after the class in breakout rooms, so don't worry. And then, of course, if you want to change your mentors or request additional mentors, just let us know. We're totally happy to support that in any way. So we're excited to have today's session. It's a topic of great interest, and it's on emotional intelligence. So we hope you've prepared your foot soak, because we'll start that shortly. We'll have a guided meditation. And like most of the other programs, we'll follow that by a nice talk of Shri Mataji with some live music, and then second presentation of guided meditation, and then answering some presenter sharing at the end. So today we are joined by Dave and Kathy. Dave will be telling us much more about emotional intelligence, and Kathy, she will be our live musician of the day. So Kathy, maybe you can share a little bit about yourself, and then Dave after Kathy.
Okay, well, first of all, hi everybody, and hi Julia, hi David. So great to be with you guys. So my name's Kathy, and I'm from the Chicagoland area. You might have seen or heard me playing with my band called Somewhere in the Middle, and usually Julie or Shobana are playing with me, but tonight I'm playing solo. And I've been doing Sahaja yoga now for about 10 years, and I enjoy it so much. It's allowed me and helped me to develop my emotional intelligence quite a bit. So coming from the right side to the center has been quite the journey, and I'm getting there more and more every day.
That's perfect. We're very happy to have you here and can't wait to hear your music. And then Dave, maybe you can tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, thanks, Julia. Yeah, I'm from South Florida Collective, coming to you from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I got my realization in 1982 and have been practicing, ever since. I'm an architect by trade, and so I'm kind of part of the creative profession. And so I guess I could say I usually come at things from the emotional side, the left side of, with the creativity. But tonight we're going to talk a little bit about emotional intelligence, and I guess I'll just go ahead and start the topic.
Perfect. That sounds great.
Okay. As we continue to find ourselves in very divisive times in this country, where it seems that there are no limits in convincing others of a certain point of view, I thought today I would share with you some of the things that our founder, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, has said about the subject of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is intelligence that is informed by and based on emotions, and it is the underpinning of a harmonious society. And what is important to understand in these divisive times, more than ever, is that we must have a heart that feels. We should have emotional intelligence and understand that what we are doing is for the greater society of which we are a part. This emotional intelligence should be actively cultivated and brought in our daily life. We should ask ourselves in our approach to life, are we emotionally intelligent or just intelligent or emotional? Both are not in balance. And if you are just intelligent, you can become very dry and only be concerned with knowledge and thinking. And if you're emotional, you become attached, often to just one person or a single point of view. Both of these attributes are not expressions of the central channel, but of either the right or the left side. And Shri Mataji has said, and I quote, "So according to ethics, emotional intelligence is the highest quality by which you give to others You care for others, for everyone, and you become very collective, unquote. Exclusiveness, which is the antithesis of this premise, is another fashion of so-called developed modern society, which is actually quite unfulfilling as it's exclusive. When we don't want to be one of the many, but the very few, we begin to gradually isolate ourselves and become exclusive or unique. And Shri Mataji has expressed that we should become exclusive in emotional intelligence and said, quote, emotional intelligence is the expression of innocence. It is the expression of Sri Ganesha in you. Children who are gifted with this will always try to please you. They know what you want, what you need. They will give you all the joy you want, unquote. So when we develop our emotional intelligence, we are able to understand the needs of others at an intuitive level and anticipate the most balanced way to interact and help them to become the best versions of themselves. This also helps us as people are drawn to those who express this quality, not only for friendship, but also our professional relationships and in our work. And if more of us can develop and cultivate this quality, then much of the division that we are currently experiencing in this country can gradually be dissolved and overcome. And a new dimension of civility and social resonance can emerge to the benefit of all. This collective benevolence is, after all, an essential quality of the Vishuddhi chakra, which America represents. Shri Mataji had this to say, and I quote, I know some people grow very fast, but some don't, because they lack this balance between emotion and intelligence. This balance has to be completely established. And I know one day this America will lead so many people, thousands, in Sahaja Yoga. Back to you, Julia.
It's quite inspiring. So I can't wait to see how we can go into this topic and really in the meditation go deeper and become champions of this change and become more empathetic and really touching that essence that you spoke of. So can't wait after the talk and the music to go deeper with you in the second meditation.
Thanks, Julia.
Cool. So hopefully everyone who's with us, you have the foot soak already prepared. So let's jump right in. And we can give ourselves a bandhan. So we can raise our kundalini together, and then we'll take the bandhan. So let's give the energy to our foot soak. We can give a bandhan collectively and see if we can feel the vibrations coming, the flow from the foot soak water as we give a positive charge. And we can even place our hand a little bit over the foot soak to see if we can feel a cool breeze coming off the foot soak. Sometimes you can feel it, sometimes you can't, but it's an experiment, so let's try. Okay, great. Let's put our feet in. And let's make sure we are comfortable and settled. And we'll just let the rest of the day go. So let's take both hands and place it towards the Mother Earth. And let's take a slow, deep breath, allowing our shoulders to relax, allowing our tension to settle, relaxing our tummy, slowing down the breath. Let's give ourselves permission to enjoy this foot soak and to not worry about anything we have to do or anything that happened in the day. We just put it on pause. We can come back to it later. For now, this is the time of our meditation. So again, we'll take a few slow, deep breaths at our own pace. And we'll bring our attention inside. Now bringing our hands back onto our lap, we'll take the right hand and place it on the second energy center, the Swadhisthana, on the left side, where our hip meets our torso. And here to this mothering, nurturing energy, we ask the Kundalini to please rise stronger within us. Please connect us to our pure self. Mother Kundalini, please connect me to my spirit, to my true self. Again, we can say this silently, but confidently. Mother Kundalini, please connect me to the truest part of myself, the spirit. Please remove any blockages in the Swadhisthana chakra that prevent me from knowing the truth about myself. Now let's shake off our hand to the foot soap and bring our right hand onto the left side of our heart. And in this spot, this is where our spirit resides. And it is really where, with our attention, we can go within and we can silently say, I am the pure spirit. I am the pure spirit. I am pure love. I am pure joy. Mother, please clear any blockages that keep me from knowing my spirit. Please remove any imbalances that keep me from being compassionate, that keep me from being empathetic, that keep me from being able to express myself through a loving disposition. I want to feel the joy of my spirit. Again, let's take a few slow, deep breaths. Feeling that connection to our true self. And as we've learned in previous sessions, we can recite prayer to the spirit together, where in Sanskrit we are saying, I am the pure spirit. You can join me if you know it, or it's quite simple. You can join us as we go along, or you can just listen, whatever feels best. Chitananda Rupam Shivoham Shivoham Chitananda Rupam Shivoham Shivoham Chitananda Rupam Shivoham Shivoham Chitananda Chitananda Rupam Shivoham Shivoham Chitananda Shivoham Shivoham. You're wonderful. Let's shake off our hand and bring our hand into the center heart. And as we continue our foot soak, let's ask this mothering, nurturing power, our Kundalini, to remove any fear in our heart. Mother, please fully establish your love in my heart and help me express this in any interaction I have throughout my day. Give me full confidence in my spirit that I can be joyful and that I can be loving. Taking off our hand, let's bring our hand across our forehead. We can put our head slightly down. And here, we just silently say inside, I forgive everyone, and I forgive myself. Let's not think of anything in particular, but asking this energy to rise. And we set aside any distractions, any anger. We just say, I forgive. And now let's place our hand on the Sahasrara, the seventh energy center at the top of our head, and press firmly with our fingers back. And allow our attention to rise up to this point. Asking Mother to bring us into the state of true meditation. We can raise our hand several inches above the top of our head, checking to see if we feel this flow of energy, a coolness. Let's bring down our hand. Take another slow, deep breath. And when we're ready, we can slowly open our eyes. I hope you enjoyed the foot soak. It really was hopefully heart-touching. Let's take a few moments to rinse our feet and dry our feet. We can keep the foot soak aside. We don't have to dump it. We'll do that later in the session. And as we finish up our foot soak, we will continue our topic with the meditation and a talk of Shri Mataji. So we'll now listen to a speech given by Shri Mataji on July 2nd, 2002. And it's particularly on the topic of emotional intelligence. And then after the speech, we can enjoy some live music with Kathy, and we'll continue to meditate in silence as we listen to the music. So thank you for joining me, and look forward to listening to this talk with you.
In one of my lectures, I had talked to you about the emotional intelligence. That is what we should try to imbibe. Emotional intelligence. That means the intelligence that is based on emotions. Unless and until we become emotionally intelligent, our society cannot do. With an emotional intelligence, you care and you enjoy caring. You do everything for others with a great emotional understanding. Not for one child, not for one son, but for everyone you have to be emotionally intelligent. Some children are born like this, but some are to be made like that. That they should be emotionally intelligent. Because if the mother and father are money oriented, very selfish, they won't allow their child to give anything to others. So such a child will grow into a very funny type of a person and will never do anything for anybody, not even for his own country. Why should he do it? Everything for selfishness. Then such people indulge into corruption, indulge into all kinds of things which are only selfish in attitude. Now we are talking of collectivity. In collectivity, we do for others. We enjoy doing for others. We love giving things to others, not for yourself, because your children will also become the same kind and they'll only bother about themselves. This emotional intelligence has to be brought in our life, in our pattern that we have. Are we emotionally intelligent, or we are just intelligent or emotional? Both things are wrong. If you are just intelligent, you can become a very dry person. You may just have few friends, maybe you may not have, and you will always try to preserve yourself away from the collectivity. And if you are emotional, you will be attached only to one person, attached to one child, maybe attached to one person, to someone, even in the society. For no rhyme and reason. Why? Why are you attached to one person? Why are you bothered about one person only? All such people fall into such terrible prey. In the politics, we have seen how people try to help their own sons and our daughters and this and that, and we Indians have suffered a lot with this kind of a emotional attachment. So, according to ethics, emotional intelligence is the highest quality by which you give to others, you care for others, for everyone, and you become very, very collected. Now, exclusiveness is another fashion that's very much there. It's exclusive because you don't want to be one of the multitudes, you want to be exclusive. You should be exclusive in emotional intelligence, not on other things. That is the best thing you can have. As I agree, I am just a woman, I'm just a mother. But what I have is really the emotional intelligence, ocean of it. And from that, I know about everyone. I understand about everyone. And all this work has been done because of that quality in my head. I am not attached to one person or to one style. Whatever you say, I can understand because I am at a level where I can understand everything that you are doing. To achieve that, you try to develop emotional intelligence. Here, the children won't even give a toy to somebody to play. Even the mother is like that, the father is like that. Extremely selfish. And we must have our own, so everything should be our own. This has to go. This has to go from American, especially because they are the leading nation in this kind of selfishness. What selfishness they have done, I did not count, but you know that. You go and ask the people of Canada, Mexico, Peru, all these, they will tell you. Being selfish, they are not ashamed. Being exploiters, they are not ashamed. Nobody can even tell them because they think they are very rich people. But all these riches will not give him the joy of life. Joy of life is only in the emotional intelligence.
So let's sit in a state of silence for another minute or two. Let it go, let it go, let it go, 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 go. Let your sword of vengeance rest. Well, do the blind, lead the blind. Well, don't be cruel, to be kind. Well, only then will your house be blessed. Well, offer prayer, offer prayer. Well, offer sweet prayer to your uninvited guests. Won't you give them the right to be welcome through the night? Well, only then will your house be blessed. Turn your cheek, turn your cheek. Well, turn your other cheek. May your mercy manifest when the hawk and the dove fly circles round your life. Well, only then will your house be blessed. Let it go, let it go, let it go, 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 go. Let your sword of vengeance rest. Well, do the blind, lead the blind. Don't be cruel, to be kind. Well, only then will your house be blessed. Well, only then will your house be blessed. Well, only then will your house be blessed. Love is in all of us. Love is in all of us. Love is in all of us. To give and share. To give and share. Love, 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 God is in all of us. God is in all of us. God is in all of us. To love and care. To love and Okay, back to you, David.
Thank you, Kathy. That was beautiful. Very meditative.
Thanks.
So if we haven't already, let's go ahead and just all close our eyes. And just let's place both of our hands towards the Mother Earth. And let's just for a moment bow our heads in complete surrender to the innocence of Mother Earth. As Shri Mataji has said that emotional intelligence is the expression of innocence within us. We'll take the mantra to Shri Devi, who awakened this quality within us and the powers of the Mother Earth. Let's take the mantra to Shri Devi. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Devi Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. We can take the left hand and rest it back upon our lap, palms up. Keep the right hand pointed towards the Mother Earth. And we can just place our attention on the first center of Muladhara, because this is where innocence resides within us. And here, let us just desire that we awaken the fragrance of the innocence of the aspect of this center, Sri Ganesh. Because innocence is the foundation of emotional intelligence. Let us take the mantra to Sri Ganesha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Keeping the right hand towards the Mother Earth. place our attention on the left channel and desire that we awaken and enlighten our emotions to become pure expressions of innocence and love. So let us take a mantra to the left channel, Shri Mahakali Bhairavanath. Om Vameva Sakshat Shri Mahakali Bhairavanath Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. We can take the right hand and place it palm upwards back on our laps. And let's take the left hand and place the palm facing backwards over our left shoulder. And now we'll place our attention on the right channel, the side of our intellect, our thinking, and our planning. Let us desire that we awaken and enlighten our intellect so that it may be informed by our emotions. So here we'll take the mantra to Shri Mahasaraswati Hanumana for the right channel. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahasaraswati Hanumana Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. We can take the left hand and rest it back upon our laps, palm facing upward. And now let's take our attention and place it at the top of the head, at the Sahasrara chakra. This is the domain where integration occurs. And here let us just ask that our emotions be integrated with our intellect and made one, so that we may emit this pure expression into the world. And here we'll take the third of the three great mantras of the Sahasrara chakra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Kalaki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradayani Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Now let us all sit in silent meditation for some time. Now we can all collectively raise our Kundalini and put ourselves into Bandhan. Hopefully you were all able to feel and enjoy the silence. And at this point, I'll turn it back over to you, Julia.
You definitely had such a lovely meditation, so thank you. It was really peaceful, silent, and yeah, I feel like a breath of fresh air. So thank you so much. So I think we'll just go over a few announcements right now. And we're very excited to share the information about our intermediate Sahaja Yoga seminar in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, the weekend of the 4th and 5th of November. And it should be a really lovely time together with the goal to go deeper and learn more about different Sahaja Yoga treatments. There will be chakra clearing workshops and, of course, so many wonderful practitioners of Sahaja Yoga to meet, and they'll share their experiences, especially with Shri Mataji, and just a chance to really enjoy, get to know each other and go deeper. So please register as soon as possible if you're able to make it. The website will be shared on the chat. And I believe the registration fee is $50, which includes food. So if you're thinking about coming, just come. And if you look on the screen, you'll see the photo of the house that Shri Mataji actually designed and had built herself. It was her home in Ridgefield Park. And as you can see how incredibly stunning it is, just architecturally speaking, it's also incredibly stunning in terms of vibrations. So there will be a lot of really special sessions in Shri Mataji's home during the seminar. So that's also something very special that you'll be able to experience. So please register, and we hope to see you there. So the course schedule, we'll continue to have these lovely sessions every Sunday, Tuesday and Thursday from September 21st through November 7th. So we hope you can continue to attend. And of course, the collective Futsok and meditations, which are offered Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:45 Eastern time. So that's another really lovely opportunity to meditate together and have that support during the week. So we hope you can join. And then this upcoming Sunday, the session will focus on improving ourselves by clearing our chakras. And we're actually going to go over a new clearing technique called the hand soak. And that primarily focuses on improving our sensitivity to vibrations in our hands. So please join. And in addition to making your normal foot soak, we'll actually have you come and prepare an extra basin with salt water. So that way we can do the soaking of the hands like we do in the feet, and we'll go much more into that. So it is sort of like a spa treatment meets allowing ourselves to go deeper and feel more vibrations. So I hope you really enjoy that session. For additional support, please don't hesitate to request a mentor. You can also join our community WhatsApp group. So please use the QR code on the slide for additional sessions, additional information, and handouts. And of course, if you have a personal question or you would like to review anything we covered today so far, please feel free to type in the chat the breakout room help, and we can pair you with a Sahaja Yoga teacher in the breakout room so you can enjoy that. And for anyone who would like to stay in the main room today, we'll have our presenters share a bit more about their experiences practicing Sahaja Yoga meditation and also what it means with emotional intelligence. So why don't I invite Kathy and Dave back to join us in our main session. Hey guys.
Hi, Julia.
Hi. I really enjoyed both the meditation and the music. It was such a delight. So
Great.
I hope we get to you more and more. So why don't we jump into the first question? And I think all three of us can answer it. So the first question is, what does the term emotional intelligence mean to you? And how, as a practitioner of Sahaja Yoga, do you see that term? So who wants to start? Maybe Dave, you can start.
Sure. I think since I got my self-realization, my perception of that term has changed. I would say I've come to feel that it's really an ideal expression of innocence and love, because after realization, you really develop empathy for other people, and therefore you understand them at a very intuitive level. And I think the other thing that is really meant to me is that it shifts your focus from the individual to the collective. It really does kind of put your attention on the broader world around you, the community of which you're a part, versus having so much focus on yourself. I think those are the two main things that it's meant to me since getting my realization.
Yeah, that makes sense what you mentioned about innocence in particular and empathy. There's definitely a piece of that which in the mainstream term isn't necessarily equate to. What do you think, Kathy? What is
Yeah, that was a great description. And I'll start with that. So yeah, just I think before Sahaja Yoga, I was not very aware at all about that term EQ. I didn't understand it at all. I didn't appreciate it either. I've heard it, I heard it in the school system being used, but I was almost like not offended by it, but just like, oh, psst, those silly emotional people. I'm more, who cares? Who needs that? That's just a basket of, I don't know what it was. I'm more the intelligence person, so I don't need that kind of stuff. That was really, my attitude. It wasn't until I did Sahaja Yoga that I really started to kind of wake up a little bit and appreciate that there's another side that's, equally as important as intelligence. And it was through the patience, I think. Sahaja Yoga is in a way kind of like a school. It's like a special school where you are so protected, as we grow. And with all the other yogis, and they just really help you see yourself, helping encourage you to be more aware of yourself. And so through those experiences and relationships with a lot of the Sahaja Yogi practitioners, and helps me a lot to kind of take a closer look at that side, the emotional side, and be more comfortable with it.
It is true. There is something about like developing that dynamism through collectivity. And I was thinking about this term too, emotional intelligence. And it's something that when I put my attention on it in meditation, what came to me was caring and really getting to not just like mentally thinking about how to approach a situation, but really knowing, everyone has, for the most part, a positive intent and wants to do the right thing. So instead of getting upset or not handling a situation well, like in Sahaj, I've noticed that this meditation allows me to, I guess, what's the word? Take a step back and try to, like Uncle Dave was saying, like clear out the left side, clear out the right side, and be in the center so that when we're addressing whatever situation, it's done in an emotionally intelligent way. So I can keep talking, but we can move on to the next question. So maybe Kathy, you'll field this one. You mentioned a little bit already, but how do you feel you've grown in your ability to be emotionally intelligent through your practice of Sahaja Yoga?
Oh my goodness. When I thought about this question, my first response to myself was like, I could write a book. So much. And maybe I should one day. Um, Gosh. Well, first of all, I mean, and it wasn't soon. It wasn't too long after I started Sahaja Yoga that I didn't even realize I was changing. Quite honestly, it was solely the meditation, like solely the meditation. I didn't even like introspect much. I was just enjoying the meditation and enjoying the new friendships and some of the Sahaja yogis. And I got a new job at a company that it turns out one of my old acquaintances through another company was also working there. And this person had been on one of my teams that I was project manager of, and I was quite the project manager. I thought I was so important to know. And at that time, before Sahaja Yoga, like I said, I was more of a driver of projects as far as getting them done on time, making lots of money for the company, being very successful, launching these new products we designed, and without caring about others' feelings or, it was just more, well, when can you get it done? Hurry up. Stay working till midnight. Why don't you? Everybody else is, right? I am. And so anyway, this person came up to me about, 6 months after I started working at this company, and he said, honestly, I was afraid to come up here and say hello. He goes, but you are a completely different person than what you used to be like. He goes, I've never seen anyone be so different before, and I was really taken aback by that. I mean, I was like, wow, what was I like before? I mean, like in a way it was like he was such a nice guy. I didn't mean to be, it wasn't meant as an insult, but it was like such a statement. It really, really shook me. And I didn't feel guilty. I didn't like, oh my gosh, how, because I didn't have that reaction. I was like, thank goodness I'm not like that anymore, because I didn't feel good about being like that anymore. And I was just so grateful because I knew it was Sahaja Yoga. I really did know. I'm like, I knew it was this meditation and what it brought to me, and it was just more affirmation that I needed, that I'm doing the right thing, I'm on the right path, and I was just so grateful for it.
Quite amazing, right? Like such a transformation, such a before and after.
Fundamental. It wasn't superficial at all. Like I said, I wasn't even trying to be a different person at that point. I was just truly, I was a different person. And I've had other people say the same things, to me, that now that I've helped other people raise their energy, Kundalini energy, and give them self-realization. I've known them and watched them grow over the years, and I've heard similar stories. So I knew it wasn't just me. It was actually real.
That's really cool. What about you? Dave? How do you feel you've grown in your ability to be emotionally intelligent through Sahaja Yoga?
Yeah, I've thought about that a little bit, and I can remember before I got my self-realization, it seemed like I was intelligent at work and I was emotional at home. And never the twain shall meet. At work, I'm an architect. I design hotels for a living. It's very fast paced. It's very intellectual, very involved. And I found that I, relied on my intelligence at work, very seldom bringing my emotions into it, much like Kathy. And at home, with my kids and with my wife and my family, I was, of course, very emotional and very attached to them, as Shri Mataji said in her talk, very attached. And so, but, after realization, I kind of saw a gradual migration of those two things to the center, where I realized that I didn't have to be one or the other. I could actually employ both all the time. And at work, instead of, having an agenda and trying to make a point, and appear intelligent and correct and right, I thought more about the team and the success of us as a team, and the clients, not just satisfaction, but happiness, that they were glad that they hired us and that they were invested in us. And at home, I realized that I could use my intellect to really, because of course, these are people that I know very well. I can intuitively know what each of them needs in their benevolence to become the best people that they can be. And so I started not just relating to them from the emotional side, but using my intellect to understand what do they need at a much deeper level, at an empathetic level. And I found even in outside of my family, just out in the world with the people that I knew, that I was able to, I think, sort of just be more empathetic and really listen and be vested in them and who they are as people, and sort of really connect to them on a different level. And I found it, very helpful just to put my attention on my sasrara when I met someone, and automatically that integration of the emotions and the intelligence would take place if I had my attention in the right place. So I started to kind of use that as a faculty, to make sure that I was engaged in that way with everyone, not just, my family or my work.
That's pretty cool, because you could see it as a tangible when you put your attention up, how it shifted and brought it together. That's really quite special. And I think something that we can all try doing. So I was thinking about this question also, like, how do you feel you've grown in your ability to be emotionally intelligent through Sahaj? And it's quite something, because I grew up in Sahaj. So it's something that I've been around for most of my life, and there's not really a before. It just sort of is a continuation. And I would say that it's really quite a special gift that can be given to children, like, in addition to finding it as a journey as an adult, because it just becomes something that's natural and part of your nature, where that understanding of what someone needs, or that attention to how is this other person, and how can we work together to not just, what is it, make a project better or finish a school assignment or take care of a family, but like, really, what is the root, and how can we get to really loving and caring about each other? And I encourage everyone who's joined our sessions that, if you have children or nieces or nephews, or even at work, if you're a teacher, like, there's something really special about just by entering the state of silence, it automatically brings us into this capacity of being emotionally intelligent beings. And I find that everyone who I know, whether they're still in Sahaj or not, but growing up, they really are compassionate, truly wonderful, loving people. And I think through this meditation, it helps us to go deeper on this plane. So, I don't know, just some musings, but that's my experience of it.
That's so
But
nice.
then, maybe, Dave, you can give some other suggestions, like you mentioned about putting your attention up high. Maybe you could offer some suggestions that others could do to help develop their emotional intelligence and their meditation.
Yeah, I've even tried, I'm in a grocery store and I'm standing, in a checkout line. And I know this person behind the register is cranking people through all day, one after the other, maybe hardly getting acknowledged that they're there. And not only do I try to put my attention on my own Kundalini, but I try to put my attention on theirs, even if it's not awakened. And I find that really just makes me automatically more empathetic, because I'm trying to connect to them on more than a superficial level, on a very deep, level. They may not be aware of it, but your attention is active. When you have your self-realization, your attention is a dynamic and very active thing. And when you put it on another person in a benevolent way, that emotional intelligence manifests automatically. And I think maybe in the beginning, it might be helpful before you might feel confident in doing that, just to try to awaken your empathy by, just understanding a person and the situation that they're in, like in the grocery store. And you kind of, you come to them with understanding. And I think you kind of, based on the circumstance and the person, because you're really open to what's coming back to you, you're able to understand at a more intuitive level what they need and what might make them happy in their interaction with you. And I think, another thing that I noted in the progression over time is it's helpful, like when you don't have a satisfactory interaction with someone. Let's say they're in a bad mood and they're just having a bad day, and you feel maybe a little bit like they're inflicting that on you, and you're still trying to remain in a good place and keep your attention on your sahasrara. And yet you weren't able to change the dynamics of that situation, maybe because that person just was too involved in whatever they were dealing with. And I found that just introspecting afterwards and reflecting on how might I have been able to turn the switch on that, how might I have been able to make that different so it was more satisfying for both of us. Shri Mataji always said there's a yukti, a trick to a person that just sparks them and makes them come alive. And so, when I have those situations where it didn't go as I planned, where I just kind of introspect and I try to reflect on how I could have gotten to that yukti, that trick that might change their day. So anyway, those are some small things that I've tried over time that kind of help to manifest it.
Nice. That's super nice. Kathy, what about you? What are some suggestions you might have?
Well, it's quite simple, but I would say, meditating in the morning is really key to being to like get off into the day in a state of meditation, or at least easier to get into a state of meditation when you need to, if you do run into a situation or group dynamic that you just simply bring your attention. So it's almost like right there, you just need to bring your attention there in that moment. And if I don't go to work or start the day meditating a little in the morning, then I'll find myself reacting in a way that like wait a second, that's not something I would normally do now. Like, why did I react so much? Oh, okay, well, I'm not balanced. You just recognize that state of off balance then, and you can redirect and yourself quickly. But I find that just meditating is really all you need. And like I'll notice sometimes, like if I'm in a group meditation experience, and sometimes in the beginning, like, oh, there's a lot of people, and oh, maybe I'll just, shrink to the back of the room, or maybe I'll hide behind my instrument. Oh, I just have to play, and but then afterward, after a nice meditation, a group meditation experience, then I'll just want to talk to everybody and want to be collective, and just feel those interactions. And it just makes you so happy and gives you so much joy. So you kind of go, so I'm like, and that's just because of the meditation, it's really nothing else than that. It's very, very simple. So really just meditate is more, and also just relax. And it's not something that, like, you don't have to be perfect. We're not like here to be like, oh, I have to be perfectly balanced every second, and have that emotional intelligence perfectly balanced. And don't beat yourself up if that's not the case. It's you're not going to be perfect, and we're human, and it's, you know, but it's, and you laugh at yourself too, like, oh, okay, yeah, I could have done better there. Well, there's always tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fair, right? To have that joy or not be so serious, and
Right.
you can try again, right? Another thing that came into my mind was something like super simple, but in addition to the reaching that state of meditation, like when we get to that point, it allows us to witness our thoughts. And when we're in that state throughout the day, it allows us to witness our interactions with others. And just by, like what you're saying, bringing your attention up to your sasara when you're, whether it's at work or in the grocery store or wherever, that really can allow us to switch how we interact with others around us. And the other thing that came into my mind was like how we give a bandhan to the foot soak so that we can give the positive energy, or we give a bandhan to our energy centers to help clear out any imbalances. We can also write a person's name on our hand and then give the bandhan, or direct that energy so that it's a loving, nurturing, supporting desire that, like, this person or this issue or this project, whatever, it can be anything. But you're basically directing your love through this energy to help nourish or nurture someone or something. And again, that's sort of the intentional attention, which makes us a little bit more aware of our emotions and allows us to manifest this empathy in a really powerful way. So
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's something too. That that is like the most compassionate thing you could do, really, is just, say a little prayer for them and give them a bandhan, and just hope the best outcome for their situation, no matter what they're going through. And just the ability to do that, and practice that, it's so empowering, and it's really so loving, and that grows within you. So instead of, like, maybe like being off put by someone, or like just stepping into a situation where they're reacting at you and you don't even know why. Like, oh, obviously they're going through something. So kind of, you really don't have to do anything except, in a way, just give them a little bandhan. And that's like the best thing you could do.
Yeah. And also what I found that, like, the bandhan is one way, or even just writing it down on a piece of paper, something that is either bothering me or what my wishes are for someone else. And then, like, I have the photo of Shri Mataji. So I actually just put that piece of paper with whatever my wish is or desire, or I put that in front of the photo because the photo emits vibrations. And so it's sort of like allowing this energy to take care of that concern.
And surrendering it to something beyond ourselves. It disengages us and enables us to witness that problem because we've surrendered it. So I think that's a very good notion.
And it's true, because when you surrender it, you can see it in a different way, because we're not emotionally attached or mentally attached. It goes to
Yeah.
that.
One thing I found at work, and it was just so simple. So I remember this one lady was having a hard time. She was getting a little old, and she would get really, really nervous when her boss asked her to do something. And I don't know how we got into this practice, but she would just ask me to stand by her and or sit next to her while she did something, like something new. And I wasn't even telling her to do anything or, guide her, help her. I was just literally just sitting there with her. And she said to me, of course, this was after Sahaja yoga, I started practicing. She said, and then one day she just said, I don't know why, but I feel so calm and cool when you're sitting next to me. And when you're sitting there, I can do this.
So
And it was just like, whoa. You know, it was just so interesting. I went, wow, the ability you have is when you practice Sahaja Yoga and your Kundalini's way, it's just like beyond you. You don't have to do anything. You just have to sit there. It was just really incredible. So just that ability feels so good, and just knowing that, you're just existing and being there and helping people without really literally having to do anything. It's really interesting. It's really
there was
empowering.
support for her without
Yeah,
even
exactly.
on your part. Yeah, it's really cool. Do either of you have any other what is it, wisdom or thoughts to share on this topic?
I don't. I think I've covered what I've felt and reflected on it, and really enjoyed this session and hearing from both of you, your experiences. It's been affirming, and reaffirms my own.
We
You too,
definitely
David.
have
Thank you. Yeah, you too.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate all that you both shared, and I am sure everyone who joined the session also got to enjoy a lot from your experiences. So thank you everyone for joining us this session. We hope you had a wonderful time with us. And of course, we look forward to meditating with you again in the next session. So if you're interested in continuing to meditate for a little bit longer, I believe we can put on some meditation music, and we hope you have a great evening. Have a good night.